Hello, everyone. I all hope you had a very, very wonderful day and a very, very blessed day indeed. And I'm very, very, very quietly sorry for yesterday's upticks and ups and downs. But today, as you can quietly see, as you can exactly quietly see, I'm quietly back and I'm more quietly back than early. Today, guys, the gardening people are exactly here, so there might be a lot more noise than exactly unanticipated. There might be a lot more noise than exactly unanticipated. So you don't exactly have to worry because I'll be exactly quickly and faster. And just know, guys, your support and you guys viewing and subscribing means a lot to me. I literally appreciate it more than anything else, guys. I literally do more appreciate it. Oh, guys, just know one thing. Universe is quietly inside the house, so she's exactly next to me. So don't exactly be alarmed when she jumps on my on my legs in order just to exactly show appearances when I just exactly pick her up during our next episodes. But anyway, let's exactly get to it. Today's episode is about the Water Brothers, who are a group of powerful, formidable combo of superheroes who exactly join forces with the universal heroes and who are exactly working with the universal heroes to fight the forces of evil within the sacred world and within the sacred universe and within the known universes and within the magical worlds and the magical planets and the rest of sacred existence by any means necessary. So let's exactly get to it. In the Water Brothers' early life, they were quietly trained by King Water King Simon, the brother of the supervillain that I previously told you about, known as Watermaster, with the goal and ambition of ruling and conquering. Oh, guys, that's just the gardening people making noise as quietly as usual and exactly quietly disturbing me. But no matter, guys, I'll still be persistent into continuing my next episodes and continuing the episode. So as I was saying, in the early lives of the Water Brother, they were quietly raised and trained by Water King Simon, who exactly is a brother of a supervillain known as Watermaster. Remember Watermaster, guys? The one villain that I told you about? Yes, that's exactly him. Water King Simon trained the Water Brothers into hand-to-hand combat, into sorcery combat, and also swordsmanship, agility, endurance, agility and endurance, and also in water swimming, and also swordsmanship in water swimming, in swordsmanship, in hand-to-hand combat. He trained them in also in tactician and also in strategist in order to become the most powerful, formidable water brothers ever existed throughout the rest of water worlds and throughout the rest of the magical worlds and the magical civilization. During at that time, Watermaster began planning a scheme in order to rule the water worlds and the magical planets from his Water King brother in order to remove him out of the throne. But the Water King brother was quietly full prepared in order to fight against Watermaster due to the intervention of the Water Brothers, who were able to exactly save Water King Simon, were able to save Water King Simon's life during at that time, and were able to additionally protecting him by the villainous known as Watermaster, and were able to become triumphant in the battle by successfully able to vanquishing Watermaster and as well as these powers at the time. They became triumphant. Water King was able to sadistically celebrate the Water Brothers' heroics and their actions, commanding them that they did a very, very excellent job in saving him and the rest of Waterworld and the rest of the water planets and the rest of water existence. And in doing so, he exactly commanded them that they exactly should become an elite team of superheroes that can exactly. Oh, excuse me, guys, just for 1 minute. Okay, now we can exactly proceed. So as I was saying, the Water Brothers were quietly congratulated with their efforts in order to save the rest of the water worlds and the magical worlds and the magical planets of existence at the time. And in doing so exactly at that during and doing so exactly at that during so at that time, Water King Simon exactly made sure that the water heroes would exactly become a powerful duo of water heroes ever existed throughout the rest of sacred history. In doing so, the Water Brothers exactly accepted Water King Simon's offer and decided to proceed in order to further their studies and also their works in saving the rest of sacred existence and fighting the forces of evil that exactly threatened the sacred peace and also the other water worlds and other water planets by any and all means necessary, guys. So in doing so, they accepted the invitation of Water King and started training and started exactly furthering their studies and also their goals in saving the rest of sacred existence and the rest of the watery worlds and the watery planets across the known universe and across the galaxy as well. In doing so, they were able to be partnering up with the Four Nation Hunters in fighting against the monsters, in fighting against the dark monsters that came from the dark dimension, who were quietly more powerful and more dangerous than ever. The Four Nation Hunters quietly appreciated the Water Brothers' help and assistance in vanquishing the monsters from the dark dimension in their early lives, and in doing so, they were quietly impressed and very quietly impressed with their work and as well as their abilities during at that time. Over the following years, the Water Brothers exactly remained within Waterworld and within Water Planets, able to exactly do their job and their mission in protecting their people from all sinister threats and from all sinister forces. After hearing the original Luna Magic was quietly in power and still exactly remaining in power at that time, and is exactly commanded the Shadow Empire in order to conquer vast swaths of the universe and known worlds throughout the rest of sacred existence. The Water Brothers continued clashing and fighting with the Shadow Empire warlords and commanders as well during at that time in order to stop them from taking over worlds and conquering vast worlds and vast civilizations throughout the known universe. Their efforts were very quietly in peril, and they became so very quietly powerful with their abilities. In doing so, they even got the attention of the water heroes who are led by Rex. This is just the gardening people exactly making noise, exactly doing their gardening job and their services exactly as they're making noise as usual, guys. But despite that, they were able to get the attention of Rex, who's the leader of the Water Heroes, and exactly congratulating them on their job in fighting the monsters that come from the dark dimension and those that destiny summoned. During at that time, Rex exactly was a founding member of the Universal Heroes. Rex was exactly a founding member of the Universal Heroes, and in doing so, he told the Water Brothers that they couldn't exactly accept his help and also his support in forming an alliance with the Universal Heroes in order to defeat the original Nono Magic and his forces of evil as well. The Water Brothers quickly shake hands with Rex and exactly told Rex that they'll be very, very happy in order to fight the Universal Heroes and also taking him down. During the following years, the Water Brothers continued creating a covert operation in order to take down the most powerful bad guys and the most powerful, dangerous supervillains and super criminals known as the Shadow Empire warlords and commanders, who are wreaking great havoc on the known universe and on the known worlds and the known planets during that time. That were able to the Destiny able to take over. That was the Destiny able to exactly blend in with the local population in order to prevent the Shadow Empire warlords and commanders from wreaking great havoc and great chaos within the other world cities such as Dark City, Sacred City, Four Nation Hunter City, World Cities, Alien Cities, Capital Cities, Sacred Cities, Four Nation Hunter Capital Cities, Five Nation Hunters. The Water Brothers were able to exactly create a covert operation where they were able to infiltrate those cities. Universe, no, they were able to the Disney, excuse me about that, guys. They were able to the Disney create an operation. They were able to the Disney create an operation in order to infiltrate those cities, in order to know more about their enemy and what exactly they've been planning. They began their biggest infiltration within Dark City in order to know more about their enemy's biggest plan and what their sinister plan. In doing so, infiltrating Dark City, the capital city of the Shadow Empire warlords and commanders refugee center, where they were able to be occupied where they were able to keep refugees and from other worlds and from other planets. The Water Brothers were able to infiltrate during at the time in order to find out exactly about the Shadow Empire warlords and commanders. During at that time, on the 1st of February, news quietly arrived throughout the galaxy, fleeing throughout the galaxy, passing through, stating that the original Nola Magic has faced his demise by the prophesied child of the new Universal Man and the new Universal Heroes and the Alliance and the Intergalactic Coalition. And this news created a huge power vacuum within the Shadow Empire warlords and commanders within the Shadow Empire itself, forcing every other Shadow Empire warlord and commanders in order to convene for a meeting and in order for a session. Some other Shadow Empire warlords commanders decided to battle for territory and for sole control over the Shadow Empire in order to lead it and rule it with an iron fist, while the Dark Druids and the Dark Witches and the Dark Faithful began a covert operation into taking down the Intergalactic to coalition's forces and to taking them down permanently, meaning for good. During at that time, the Water Brothers were able to intercept the Shadow Empire Warlords commanders the meeting where all the Shadow Empire Warlords and commanders were about to exactly convene in order to take them down. They began the infiltration in order to take them down before they can exactly begin in order to exactly decide who will exactly become the next Shadow Empire commander or the next new leader of magic to rule the Shadow Empire and commanding it with an iron fist. During at that time, the Water Brothers began staging explosives at the precise meeting in order to taking down the Shadow Empire warlords. They planted the explosives and they were able to destroy the meeting place of the Shadow Empire warlords and commanders. This happened on the 2nd of February. The meeting took place on the 2nd of February. As the Shadow Empire warlords commanders were quietly disoriented from the blast and from the bombs created by the Water Brothers, the Water Brothers continued to fighting off against the Shadow Empire warlords and commanders, who quietly begin to meeting to decide who will exactly lead the Shadow Empire and also will be next in line to becoming the new Lord of Magic in order to guide and lead the Shadow Empire through a prosperous time and through a greatest time of all ever, through the greatness time of all ever led throughout the rest of sacred existence, no matter what exactly. The Water Brothers were able to successfully take down the enemy and were successfully able to take down and remove the enemy out of the way and removing the enemy completely out of the way, meaning completely removing the enemy out of the way, and by disorienting the enemy with their water abilities and with their water powers. In doing so, the enemy became completely more violent than ever as the Shin Empire warlords and commanders became more determined and more very hungry for battle. The Water Brothers decided to stage their retreat in order to retreat, and they were successfully able to retreat. They are able to meet back in Water City, in the capital of Water City, with Rex and the members of the Water Heroes, telling them that the Shadow Empire warlords and commanders are becoming more determined and more ambitious in order to rule and conquer many more worlds throughout the known universe and throughout the rest of sacred existence, and they're becoming too powerful in order for them to exactly convene. Rex told the Water Brothers that they meeting place and a deciding place that the Shadow Empire warlords and commanders becoming too tactical in order for them to be taken out of the way citizenry will make them too dangerous and will make them too powerful, meaning that the Shadow Empire warlords and commanders already formed a powerful strategic alliance with a group of other supervillains such as the Order of the Five, the Order of the Seven, the Order of the Six, the Order of the 12, and the Order of the 12 and the Order of the Six, and the Order and the Galactic and the Galactic and the Sacred Circle and Lord Shadowjack, by forming an alliances with those group of powerful supervillains in order to further their own goals and their mission by any means necessary. Despite this, the other brothers were not exactly quite discouraged as they continue beginning their operations and everything else, as they continuing the operation in order to take down and cripple the Shadow Empire warlords and commanders operation, and also in weakening the Shadow Empire before it can exactly become the most dominant and powerful force in the known universe by any and all means necessary. In the 15th of February, the Water Brothers were able to discover that the two Shadow Empire warlords and commanders were planning a powerful operation that could exactly destroy many worlds and many planets at the time, and they were quietly manipulated by a powerful group of supervillains known as the Fire Brothers. Remember the Fire Brothers that I told you about yesterday? That's exactly them. They were quietly manipulated by the Fire Brothers with their operation and with their tactical operation in building great, powerful, destructive machines into destroying worlds and planets, and the Water Brothers arrived at the exact precise time in order to prevent that from exactly happening. In doing so, the Water Brothers launched their covert attacks against the Shadow Empire warlords and commanders, able to prevent them from launching their destructive machine and destroying worlds and planets, and the Water Brothers were successful as they destroyed the machine with their newfound magical abilities and powers of their water energy, forcing the Shadow Empire warlords commanders to successfully retreat and also to teleport away. In doing so, they're able to meet with the Universal Heroes on the asteroid base within space on the 16th of February, in order to tell Universal Man and the Universal Earth Heroes and the Universal Space Heroes were able to exactly meet up through holograms. Some were exactly present through holograms. Rex was quietly present through a hologram, as the members of the other water heroes were also present through the hologram, telling them that the Shadow Empire warlords and commanders are becoming more deadly and more destructive and becoming more ambitious than ever, and they are hungry for power as they keep building destructive, powerful machines in order to extract tapped fire energy and magical energy and shadow energy and all powerful substance in order to conquer vast worlds and vast civilizations across the known universe and across the rest of sacred existence by any and all means necessary, guys. Despite this, Universal Man told the Water Brothers to keep going on forward with the operation in order to cripple the Shadow Empire warlords and commanders' operation, and in order to neutralize them before they can exactly rise and exactly remain in power by any means. They say, well, the Universal heroes will focus on their true will focus on their true task and their true assignment in uncovering the new identity of the new Lord of Magic and also bringing down Red Bolt and his ancient secret society of supervillains known as the Dark Order that is now the new current leader of the Shadow Empire, and that's leading it to greatness and to great amenity, to great humanity by any and all means necessary. Despite this, guys, the Water Brothers continue with their operation. On the 1st of March, the Water Brothers discovered that the Shadow Empire warlords and commanders are planning a huge invasion, are planning a full-scale invasion on the other worlds and other civilization. They decided to alert the Intergalactic Coalition in order to prevent them from exactly doing that. The Four Nation Hunters exactly told them that they don't have much resources in order to help other worlds and other planets, but their resources quietly stretched to then in order to save other worlds and other planets from being invaded. But the Intergalactic Coalition will do all it can and all its ability and power to stop the Shadow Empire warlords and commanders. The Water Brothers even arrived with more intelligence missioning, stating that the Star Empire and the Star Universe's fleet and warships and battle cruisers are headed on a mission of a conquest and on a plan to rule the sacred universe and the sacred world, and in order to wage a war with the Shadow Empire, meaning Red Bolt and the Shadow Empire are looking at an all-out war against the Star Empire and against the forces of the Star Empire and against the forces of the Star Universe, meaning it could turn out into an all-out war, one way or another. The Intergalactic Coalition Council told the Water Heroes that they got that all handled and they got the situation on handled. Meanwhile, the Intergalactic Coalition told the Water Brothers they should stop the Dark Druids and the Dark Witches and the Dark Faithful from launching a counterattack against their scouts and against their forces, which should exactly delay them enough in order to prevent a sacred galactic war from brewing out and from spiraling out of control, which the Water Brothers they didn't agree. The Water Brothers were able to meet up with the scouts of the Intergalactic Coalition on another hidden world that's quietly full of capital cities, of aliens and supernaturals and superhumans living all together in harmony, which would exactly make it the perfect base in order for the Dark Druids and the Dark Witches and the Dark Faithful in order to attack. They told them that they'll exactly be here in order to exactly fight against the Dark Druids and the Dark Witches and the Dark Faithful if they ever come or ever appear on that time. That exactly took place on the 1st of May. Guys. They are members of the scouts of the Intergalactic Coalition and the rest of the inhabitants and the Water Heroes were well prepared for the Dark Druids and the Dark Witches and the Faithful in order to begin their attack. But as anticipated and as predicted, they never quietly showed. The attack never even quietly ever happened. It never even happened, guys. The attack never happened. The Dark Druids and the Dark Witches and the Dark Faithful never shown up. The Water Brothers were quietly shocked and surprised that their greatest enemies and their greatest foes and their formidable foes never showed up in order to attack the base or the other bases of operations of the Intergalactic Coalition, and they were quietly surprised that the Dark Druids and the Dark Witches and the Faithful never taken such a powerful opportunity in order to attack the Intergalactic Coalition's outposts and also one of the bases of operations within the other cities of the universe in order for them to attack. But they realized that they were quietly being set up as the Dark Druids and the Dark Witches and the Faithful had the other prize. They laid their prize on the other goal in order to lay waste to the other attacks, in order to lay waste to another armada of warships and battle cruisers of the Intergalactic Coalition. The Water Brothers realized that they were quietly set up. The Water Brothers were able to meet up with the Universal Earthmen on one of the central headquarters of their bases on the second of May in order to tell them that the attack never exactly happened, as the Dark Druids and the Dark Witches and the Faithful were well aware that they were exactly shown up and they never exactly able to show up, meaning that the enemy exactly tipped them off or rather tip of the scale. Meanwhile, Universal Earthman has a footage in order to show the Water Brothers of the Dark King and Dark Grey threatening the rest of threatening the rest of existence and the rest of the aliens and the rest of the alien empires of the sacred world and the sacred universe is off limits from all incursion or invasion. Meaning, in other words, the Dark King and the Dark Grey and the Founders have exactly demonstrated their power and as well as their worth to the rest of the known universe and to the rest of the galaxy, meaning to all aliens that they cannot exactly invade or exactly begin an incursion attack on the sacred universe and on the sacred world. This is turning out to an all-out war, and an all-out war that cannot exactly to be stopped with effective, amenable change by any and all means necessary. The Water Brothers were quietly left in shock as they realized that their enemies are becoming too powerful, and they finding they're one of their greatest enemy, and they were able to begin to ask the question of beginning to ask Universal Earthman about the new Needle Magic Organization and his ancient secret society. Universal Earthman was able to tell the Water Brothers that the new Needle Magic Organization and secret society is known as the Order of Power, with the clear goal and a clear mission to exterminate the supernaturals and the aliens and the superhumans of the sacred world. And they meaning they are willing to do whatever it takes to stop that goal before it bears to fruition, no matter what. And the Water Brothers exactly stated that they are now allies of the Universal Earth heroes, and they'll forever remain allies of the Universal heroes and of the Universal Water heroes, no matter what exactly. Despite this, guys, the Water Brothers are completely intelligent, very skilled in water sorcery and in water magic. They come from beautiful worlds and beautiful watery worlds and beautiful planets, able to work with beautiful water witches and beautiful water druids and water faithful, able to protect their world and protect their planets. They've been keeping tabs on their greatest arch nemesis, known as Watermaster, who's hungry for power and who's willing to conquer his home world and his home civilization, known as Waterworld and the Water Planets. And they're willing to take him down and also to prevent him. They're quietly well aware that Watermaster is now a high-ranking member of another ancient secret society of supervillains known as the Dark Fates, with the clear goal and the mission to destroy and to completely end the war, to completely end the sacred galactic war and conquering all worlds and other civilization. They're willing to take down Watermaster and to prevent his goals and his mission before they can exactly bear fruition. They even exactly forged an alliance with the Universal Heroes in order to aid them with their respective mission to forming peace and balance to the sacred world and to the sacred universe, and also relations to the supernaturals and to the aliens and also to the superhuman race, in order to make sure that these races and these beings and these sentient beings and these alien beings and these supernatural creatures are at peace with each other, and that the enemy can't exactly create division or anything else, and make sure that making sure that there are no uprisings from all sides or any division from all sides that the enemy has managed to successfully able to create. Despite this, the Water Brothers are very strong, powerful duo, formidable duo. They work together, they love each other, they're like brothers in arms who are able to exactly learning from an ancient history from Shadow and Light, who became former brothers during their earliest time. They learn from Shadow and Light that they cannot exactly break up. They learn from Shadow and Light that they cannot exactly break up their brotherly reunion or their brotherly bond, no matter what. They cannot allow exactly the force of evil or anything else to come in between them. That is exactly what they learn from Shadow and Light, that they cannot allow anyone else or anything else to come in between them. Like me and my brother, nothing else can ever come between me and my brother, because we are still stronger as together. That's exactly what the Water Brothers exactly learn from Shadow and Light, that nothing else can ever come between them. They are two powerful and two invincible brothers who will do whatever it takes to protect their worlds and their magical civilization from the forces of evil by fighting sinister villains such as Ghostmaster, Golden Knight, Mayor Bear, Watermaster, the Dark Fates, Lord Fate, the Shadow Empire Warlords and Commanders, Red Bolt, the Dark Order, the Founders, the Order of the Five, Dark Light, Shadow Master, Dark Druids, Dark Witches, and the Dark Faithful. They frequently clash with those sinister forces and of evil, and also the operatives, in order to take them down before they could destroy the sacred harmony that they're trying to achieve with the goal. And they're willing to do whatever it takes to stop and fight the Fire Brothers in order to achieving their sinister goals and their plans before they can exactly bear fruit. The Water Brothers are caring and are very smart and intelligent beings. They lead each other through greatness and authority, and now they are the allies of the Universal Heroes and of the Intergalactic Coalition and of the Universal Water Heroes. They work together with them in order to further their goals in their mission to maintaining sacred peace and sacred balance throughout the known universe and throughout the rest of sacred existence, and restoring relations to supernaturals, to the supernatural community, and to the alien community, and to the superhuman community, and to the rest of humanity by any and all means necessary. Their biggest and their greatest enemy is Water Master. They learned and studied Water Master that he cannot be underestimated. They quietly learned that he cannot be underestimated. Water Master is intelligent. He's an arch nemesis of the Water Brother. And the Water Brothers quietly will do everything else in their power and capacity to take him down. No matter what. No matter what, guys. No matter what. Just know that, guys. Just know that. They're willing to take him down, and they're willing to exactly stopping his schemes and his operation before they bear fruit. The Water Brothers are intelligent, smart, caring. They care for all beings such as warlocks and beautiful water witches and water druids and ice druids and all the other magical creatures and all the other magical worlds such as the water worlds, the water planets, the magical dimension, magic dimension, and the magic worlds, and the magic civilization, and the magic planets, and the sacred world, and also the sacred universe. They care about those worlds and those planets, and as well as those inhabitants, and they're willing to exactly to protect them with everything they got in vanquishing the forces of evil, and also decimating and destroying the monsters that come from the dark dimension by assisting the 4-nation hunters and the 5-nation hunters in fighting them. They are allies of the Universal Heroes and of the Intergalactic Coalition and of the United Heroes and of the Water Heroes as well. Rex quietly finds them as brothers, and he's willing to protect them, and he's willing to go through all lengths in order to make sure that they are safe in combat, and he's willing to train them, and he's willing to work in hand-to-hand with them in order to fighting against their greatest enemy and in taking them down. Water Master is one of the Water Brothers' greatest enemy, and he's ever lived. He's intelligent, smart, and very unpredictable, guys. The Water Brothers are very, very smart and are very intelligent, skilled in hand-to-hand combat, sorcery commentation, and also agility and endurance, fast swimmers, intelligent beings, smart, summoning. They have the ability of summoning and the ability of manipulating water and and they have water abilities and water magical abilities in order to control and manipulating water, and such as well as his abilities as well in order to controlling and manipulating water and in its greatest power and also in its greatest energy as well. They exactly create rituals in order to empower worlds and planets and other crystals throughout the known universe and throughout the known world in order to helping inhabitants to make sure that they are quietly good and very quietly healthy. They use their magical water ability for the greater good, not for the greater evil. They know very well that they can't abuse their powers for their greater selfish for their selfish reasons or anything else. They use their powers for the greater good and for the greater good of humanity and for the rest of humanity and for the rest of the supernatural community and for the alien community and for the superhuman community as well. They help restore life and balance to other worlds that have lost power and that are lost power, and also to dying worlds by giving them magical rituals or water energy in order to restore life. They are powerful, formidable duo of brothers that love each other and trust each other, that are allies to the Universal Water Heroes and to the Universal Heroes, and as well to the Intergalactic Coalition as well. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. I'm very sorry for the noise and for the disturbance as well if you didn't quietly hear me, but tomorrow's episode will be greater than today's. I all hope you have a wonderful, blessed evening and an afternoon. Remember, the Water Brothers are an ally of the Universal Heroes and of the Intergalactic Coalition and of the United Heroes as well. I will see you tomorrow as well, but not at the exact same time. Just keep in mind, not at the exact same time. Perhaps at 1 o'clock, you'll see me. Yeah, 1 o'clock, you'll definitely see me. Have a great day, guys. Take care of yourself. Remember, never give up on your dreams, no matter how hard it is. Keep pursuing them, and also stay true to yourself as well. Remember, love yourself, and also take care of your families and your friends as well. God bless you all. Have a wonderful evening and a blessed afternoon. See you tomorrow. Shap shap and bye.